So we're sitting down with Matt Rutledge, CEO for Mastery.gg. We previously mentioned that on 2 episodes or so ago. It's basically a website. You mentioned it, Brandon, in the micro. It's a website that is for esports coaching. And I highly praised it. I thought it was a genius idea.
If we've got anyone that can explain what it is, it's this guy, CEO right here,
Yeah,
Matt.
so we were like, why question it, and let's get the source on. So, Matt, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on to clear the air a little bit. I'm also a fan of your guys' show. I found out about you guys through the esports subreddit, so shout out to our esports.
There we go.
I'm looking forward to your guys' continued success here.
Awesome. Well, hey, yeah, thank you there. And yes, we are also a presence on the esports subreddit, so before you bash us on there, just know we'll see it. So I guess I kind of set you up there, but I guess from your own words, I mean, you are the CEO of Mastery. Is it Mastery or Mastery.gg? What's the actual name of the company?
The actual name is Mastery.gg, but we go by Mastery also. And essentially what we do is we are a video game coaching platform. So we actually build software specifically designed for esports coaching. And then we work with some of the best pro players and coaches in esports right now to offer coaching services to gamers across the world. So the 3 services that we have right now are first advanced courses, like a Udemy-style format. So coaches can kind of go in-depth into the material of their game. We also have private lessons. So a gamer can schedule a one-on-one session with the coach of their choice, or they can also take a team lesson and have the coach evaluate the entire team. And then we've also built incredible software for game tape review. So we make it as easy as submitting a YouTube clip of your play to get professional feedback from some of the best players in the world.
And that's what caught my attention was the video kind of replay there of anybody's play there. Do they need a recording software for that, or is that what you're offering, kind of like a system where it records their play and then you send it to them? How is that going to work out?
Right. So we exist to make the coaches' lives a lot easier, right? So we take everything out of the picture so that coaches can focus on what they do best, which is actually providing that feedback to the students. So our game tape review app is essentially a gamer submits a YouTube clip, right? And that gets received by the coach. They can then watch that video when we record their feedback, the commentary as they're watching it. And then we also have the capability to allow them to annotate on the video, draw diagrams, pictures of what they think the gamer should be doing in this scenario. They can pause, go back. So if you submit like a full gameplay of one entire game, they can go back to the very beginning. They can point out some things that happened here that maybe you want to have done differently and relate that to the big picture of what happened in the entire game.
So is the feedback that the players get, is that coming back to them through YouTube, or is it going to be kind of delivered, privately to give them kind of, time to digest it and kind of understand what was being said and all that, or?
Yeah. So we return the entire package back to the gamers through our website. So this is proprietary software that we're building. So essentially what happens is as the gamer plays the game tape with review on it, they're going to be able to see exactly what the coach was doing when they were doing it. So the diagrams will appear just as the coach was putting it on the video and like that. So we return the entire package back to the gamers along with different notes. So a coach can also kind of take notes on the side, and those will be kind of training notes for the gamer as well.
So it does sound a little bit more in depth than just telling the players to get headshots like I formerly had thought. It sounds really in depth, like you really thought this through to make it more of just, it's not just a coach, but it's someone who's analyzing, if that's a word, all of the players' kind of play and play style there. Now, as far as these coaches go, because we have a little media kit that you sent us there since the website's not 100% up. I saw that it was still accepting betas. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we're about to launch advanced courses, and then I will be launching private lessons and game tape review next month.
So is there any sort of criteria that a coach needs to meet before he can be classified as a coach under your company, or how does that work? Because I see really that it's a service not only for players who are wanting to get coached, but I see also a lot of your focus is coaches who want to kind of get experience in that role.
Yeah, and that's a really good question because being selective is really important for us as a platform because we want to be able to ensure to gamers that they're going to get something that's very high quality, right? So when a gamer makes the decision to invest in their own gameplay, in their own playing style, they need to know that they're going to be rewarded with a high quality coaching session, regardless of what it is. So we've been very selective, especially in the early stages, with who we let come on our platform as a coach. And I'm really excited to say that we're actually going to be working with some current and former LCS head coaches and professional players. And so that's kind of the caliber that gamers can expect. And that's all because we want to be able to guarantee a quality service. And we've also brought on some sports psychologists to work with our coaches to ensure that they're not only gamers that have superior game knowledge, but that they're good communicators as well.
So you have gotten then feedback, because you kind of led up into my next question, feedback from pros and everything. They're kind of getting behind this now, because I think as a normal gamer, we don't ever think that we need to be coached to just kind of play more. But as a professional, I mean, it's not uncommon now where teams have coaches and everything like that. So you have gotten some feedback from them?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, one of the exciting things is that because we're just now building this and releasing it, we're going to be working hand in hand with some of those coaches that I mentioned to kind of co-develop the software. So we're able to actually design it based on their specific needs. And who better to do that with than the best coaches in the world, right? But you did mention another point, which is, why would someone really want to make this investment, right? Or you mentioned something along those lines. But I want to get you to think about this a little differently. And this goes back to the first mention that you said that it's kind of, I don't know, maybe not the best use of money. But I want to get you to think about it a little differently, in that what's the cost of not having a lesson, right? Let's say that you take one of the higher end lessons on our platform, right? Let's say $50. So that one coaching session, you're going to get not just the training session for an hour long, right? You're also going to get a game plan for you to train going forward to meet your goal. And if that saves you a week of gameplay of just going through and grinding it out on your own, then that saves you like 20 hours.
That's a great point. You just mentioned briefly there, you said kind of a high-end lesson, say, was $50. I mean, is that kind of like the pricing table that you're looking at setting for the high-end lessons, or is it going to be set by the pros and coaches?
Yeah, so it will be set by the coaches. We don't want to dabble in that. We want to let them do whatever it is that they want to do as far as a price perspective. But we do want to ensure that it's a quality of service that gamers are interested in paying for, right? So that's kind of where we are on that issue.
And jumping back a question ago, you mentioned that you guys had already kind of worked with LCS coaches and players. Is that the game you guys are planning on launching with, or are you guys going to expand pretty quickly into the other top esports?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of natural that we've kind of focused on League a little bit early on, just because that's one of the most developed esports. But we are going to be open to more games. So we really want to start with the coaches themselves and then launch those games as we find quality coaches. So we don't want to jump into, say, Hearthstone without a very high-quality Hearthstone coach. So we're kind of opening up new games as we get coaches.
So when we're looking here, and you don't have to get too far in depth on this question if you don't want to, but as far as, because I'm curious here, when you started this, when you had the little baby idea of starting this company, was it just you starting it? And if so, I mean, what was the discussion of target market? Are we looking at the players that are completely new? Like, let's say me, like I don't play League really at all. Would it be something that I could get into and they would start me from the ground up? Or are we looking at those players that are kind of on the cusp of taking it to competitive play and wanting to take it to their local tournaments and just trying to get that edge?
Yeah, so I'll answer that a couple different ways. First of all, because of the quality of coaches that we have, really anyone that's a gamer is going to be able to benefit from taking private coaching with them. But with that in mind, we don't want to have such advanced feedback that it goes over gamers' heads. So we also have some people that are creating beginners courses, right, focused on kind of the mid-tiers, the lower tiers, to grow you up from the ground up. But also, we've kind of come to find that the gamers that are using this, some of them are new players, but then some are just people that play the game a lot, and they're interested in taking lessons because they do it quite often, and they're finding that, if you do something quite often, you want to do it well.
So it almost, I mean, after talking with you and everything here and getting more thoughts of it from the source here, it almost sounds like guitar lessons where, yeah, you can start at any age really to do this and start building up from, learning blocks that you already have in place. But then these actual professional players, I mean, these guys have resumes of their own, can kind of step in and help you out through that push. Now, is this, for now, it seems like it's more because we just keep saying player. Is there talks of maybe having coaches assigned to full-on teams, or can there be multiple players in one session, or is that really up to the coach there?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's actually part of the bigger mission that we have. We don't just want to be the go-to place for personal coaching, or the best platform to kind of develop your own individual style. We want to take this a step further too and be a catalyst for evolving and expanding the role of coaching in esports altogether. So esports is one of those very unique situations where you can kind of interact with the players themselves, right? Like you can't go and shoot jump shots with Kobe Bryant, but you can go and watch a stream and watch some of the top players play. So here we want to be able to make those players accessible. And what that means is that anyone that has either a casual team that you play with just on the weekends, or if you're semi-professional, semi-competitive, you can now have access to an arsenal of remote coaching staff that you can access on demand as you wish.
Yeah, so we talked a lot about the pros and players, and you're kind of breaking into the team aspect. On your media kit, you've also got a little section for broadcasters. Like, what can somebody wanting to get into, or that is into casting, kind of benefit from your business?
Absolutely, and this is actually really exciting. We haven't really talked about our advanced courses quite yet, but this is something that we really believe that is going to be a staple for broadcasters 6 months from now. So essentially what we've done is we've created this platform that lets broadcasters create an advanced course on the game that they play, and then they're able to actually put that into their profile and use that as a way to connect with fans. So fans can support their favorite stream by, taking a course with their favorite streamer and learn to play like them. So we really believe that this is going to be important. It's like one of the few ways that gamers can support a stream. They get something tangible in return.
So where then can we see Mastery.gg next then? Because I actually saw on the Twitter that you went to TwitchCon. So is that where everything's kind of based out there in California?
Yeah. So this is an in-house project for Village 88, which is an investment firm and tech incubator in Silicon Valley. Our headquarters for Mastery are actually in San Francisco. So we are California-based, but our coaches are going to be all around the world and speak multiple different languages. So we're in California and on the West Coast, but we're also worldwide. Is
there any talks then of how big you want to start? I mean, or should we see Mastery.gg advertising soon at, say, DreamHack Colluge is going on here. Then you have San Jose. Will you be at San Jose?
I'll personally be there, absolutely. But one thing that we don't want to do is just kind of throw money out there and we'd rather have advertising that's more tangible and unique to us. So we're kind of partnering with our coaches, letting our coaches, empowering them to build their own personal brands through Mastery. And then we'll also have some type of affiliate advertising. So you might see us a little bit, but we just don't want to be one of those brands that just throws money out there. And we really want this to be a startup and an investment that's good for the esports as an industry, not just like a quick way to make money.
What are the chances that you're going to DreamHack Austin, since we learned that you are from Texas?
That's right. And I actually have family in Austin, so there's a pretty high chance for that.
Well, if you end up going there, we will actually be there as well. So there's a small clan of us eventually. Now it's all piling up.
Yeah, it's getting bigger for some reason.
Everybody wants to go now. So if you're at DreamHack Austin, we follow you on Twitter and everything there, so we'll definitely know, and we'll have to get together and see kind of where Mastery is at right now, compared to now.
Yeah, I'd love to meet up, guys. That sounds awesome.
Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us? The website's mastery.gg. You can go there right now, sign up. I believe it says sign up for a beta. So what exactly is a beta for this type of company? If someone is interested in there, what can they expect from that?
Yeah, that's right. We are launching technically a beta, but we're really fortunate to have a great engineering team. So our beta is pretty much going to be a fully functional app. We'll be launching advanced courses next week, or I guess the current week once this airs. And then in mid-November to late November, we'll be launching our private lessons and game tape reviews. So where we are right now as a company is we're working with coaches right now to get them on board and plugged in. So if there's anyone interested in becoming a coach, just go to mastery.gg/coach, and you can sign up there. And then also gamers can, of course, register at mastery.gg. And by the time this airs, you'll probably already have access.
Well, there goes my whole little parting bit, telling everybody to go to the website.
Well, you can't say it enough. The website is mastery.gg. Go there. It's very, very slick. Did you design this?
I did. Thanks.
It's very, very professional looking. I was, honestly, 2 episodes ago when I poo-pooed the idea, now I feel like, okay, someone actually did put in the thought for this.
Yeah. Well, I honestly don't blame you, and I think a lot of people probably have that same perspective. But one of the things that we're kind of focusing on is if we build a beautiful product and innovative software, then we're going to kind of stir up interest in this area.
Well,
Exactly. I mean, part of products is making people want to do it, like making them realize that they're missing out on something.
And you're already doing your job. You got a couple of us already interested in looking at it. So
you've turned me, Matt. Well, Matt, thank you so much again for taking the time out of your day to do this. Again, the website's mastery.gg. Matt, thank you so much, and we will talk to you later. Okay, man?
Yeah. Thank you, guys. All right.